Why is there nothing on this screen anymore? This one. Should be giving a signal.
Bonjour et bienvenue au Festival de la citrouille de Port Elgin en Ontario. Aujourd'hui, on est le 2 octobre 2021 et cette année, on peut enfin pouvoir être ensemble pour célébrer le Festival de la citrouille. Aujourd'hui, on a plusieurs... Bonjour et bienvenue au Festival de la citrouille. On a plusieurs cultivateurs qui viennent d'un peu partout de l'Ontario, mais aussi du Québec, et on voulait leur rendre hommage en ayant une ligne ou une présentation en français. Alors, oui, c'est ça. On va continuer avec la pesée de ces grandes citrouilles qu'on pourra voir très, très bientôt.
To welcome our French viewers. Thank you very much
Merci
for joining us for Port Elgin
en
Pumpkinfest,
français,
the 2021 edition both
Pumpkinfest.
virtual and live here in
en
Port
ligne,
Elgin,
mais
Ontario,
aussi,
Canada.
en direct,
We've got a car
en
show going on
personne.
down.
Nous avons
We've got a parking lot just outside of the building that we're in for the way off, where people are enjoying
autos
food,
de
a big
collection
screen
qui sont
TV,
sur,
lots of entertainment.
dans
We've
la
got
rue.
rides for the kids.
On a
We've got a
plusieurs
lot of
attractions
stuff
ici
happening here in the
pour les
town.
enfants et
My
pour
name
les
is Dave
adultes.
Middleton.
This,
My co-host,
c'est
Robin
Dave
Woods
Middleton
from
et
97.9 The Bruce,
Robin.
which you can get online. So if you're not from the Port Elgin or Graybers area, you
vous
check
êtes pas
out
de
that
Port
radio
Elgin,
station online.
vous pouvez,
And make sure
nous
you check
écouter
out
en
her
ligne.
noon hour show called School of Rock, where you, I guarantee, will learn something. And you're going to learn something here as part of Pumpkinfest today. You're going to learn
Vous allez
how the
apprendre
big
plusieurs
pumpkins are
choses
grown,
aujourd'hui au
big squash are
Pumpkinfest,
grown,
comment
and we're
les
going to
grandes
learn about
citrouilles sont
an
préparées. On va
875-pound
voir comment
pumpkin.
une
Tell me a
citrouille
little
de
bit about what it
875
took
livres
to
est,
grow this pumpkin, because we all looked at
cultivé.
this pumpkin.
On
It's
a tous
nice,
regardé cette,
it's a good
citrouille.
effort.
Elle est
Thought
très
it
belle.
was a little bit lighter than probably it shows
Peut-être
up.
un petit peu plus
How much work does it take?
légère
to work,
qu'on expectait, mais
Start the seed early and
il faut commencer la graine
heating
de bonne
cables in the
heure,
ground and then
avoir des
trying to keep it from
des câbles
getting froze in the
chauffants
spring,
dans la terre.
and then burying the vines as it grows and trimming it.
Et,
So it's
vraiment
not
s'occuper de la
what
vigne.
some people see is they think of take a seed, put it in the ground, and then
C'est pas juste
No.
de mettre
4
une
months
graine
later
dans la
I'm just going
terre,
to
puis
pick
après
this.
4
There's
mois, on va pouvoir
a little
la
bit more
cultiver.
effort
Yeah,
that's
Ça
going
prend
on.
beaucoup plus d'efforts que ça.
875 pounds.
875
There may
livres.
be people watching right now that
Il y a
go,
peut-être des
my
personnes
goodness, that
qui
is a
regardent
huge
maintenant,
pumpkin.
qui
Yeah.
se disent,
You've been
oh,
in the
wow,
parking
c'est vraiment
lot.
une très très grosse
Yeah.
Is this a huge
citrouille,
pumpkin?
ça,
No, this is just a
T'es
baby
allé dans
one.
le stationnement, puis
But it is
t'as vu
great.
ça, c'est
Now
pas vraiment
what?
une
What are
très
your
grosse,
plans with that
citrouille.
pumpkin?
Hopefully
C'est quoi
take the
tes
seeds
plans
out
avec la
and
citrouille?
plant them for next year.
Prendre les
Dry 'em.
graines
And that's
et
the real
replanter
value
pour
in what we're doing.
l'année prochaine.
Thank you very much for coming to
Merci d'être
Pumpkinfest.
Thank you.
venu à
All right,
Pumpkinfest.
so we're gonna get that pumpkin. We're gonna move it off the scale. For
On va
those of you that are
enlever
just joining us for
cette
Pumpkinfest,
citrouille
our
de
leader
la
right now is
pèse.
over
Tu pèses personne,
1,700
pèse citrouille.
pounds, but we think we've got
plus
at
grande
least
citrouille
2
qu'on a,
more sitting in the parking lot right
jusqu'à
now
maintenant, c'est
that will
1500
become the first
livres.
pumpkins ever weighed at Pumpkinfest to break the 2,000-pound mark. So
on a peut-être
stay
encore
with us.
deux
Sit back,
citrouilles qui s'en
relax,
viennent, qui
enjoy, get
peuvent,
yourself a snack,
briser le
call your
2000
friends,
livres.
invite them over for
Restez
a
en ligne avec
Pumpkinfest
nous
viewing party.
et,
Or if you're here on the site,
regardez,
hey, just pay attention.
notre,
We'll let you know when some more of the big ones are coming in. We also want to say thanks to other
Merci.
people who make this kind of an
Merci à
event
tous
very, very
à toutes les
successful.
personnes qui
And that is, of
ont
course,
aidé à-
our sponsors, including our
pouvoir avoir
friends
ce
at
bel événement
OLG
ici.
and Bruce Telecom.
Merci à OLG et Bruce Telecom.
Hey, it's the team at Bruce Telecom, and we're so happy to once again be a gold sponsor for this year's Pumpkin Fest.
Thanks to all the participants of the Bruce Telecom Harvest Star Search.
All right, now we're going to
Okay.
learn a little science,
apprendre
kids.
un petit
I'm
peu
kind of
de
taking
science,
over
les enfants.
Robin Wood's School of Rock, only it's time for School of Pumpkin.
Maintenant, on
Here's
va
how it
apprendre
works.
par rapport
So
à
on
l'école
this
de la
vine,
citrouille.
we can actually
Sur cette
see
vigne,
3 different
on peut
things.
voir trois
So we're going to
différentes
see
choses.
thing number 1.
La
And
première
that's
chose,
right here.
c'est
So that happens to be the male part of this plant. And
C'est
you can
la
tell that
partie mâle
because
de la
there's no
plante.
little bulb on the bottom.
on peut
So
regarder
that's
parce
the
qu'il y a pas
male
de
of the
petit,
plant.
euh,
So for
bulbe.
about 1 week
Bulbe.
out of the year, the male of the plant
Le
has to
mâle
be
de la-
mated with
de
the
la
female.
plante
And you can
doit
see the female part of the plant
être,
has the little bulb on it. They look
reproduit
similar except
avec,
for that little
la
bulb.
femelle de la plante.
So
Vous
when
voyez,
the
il y a un bulbe
female
en-
flower
dans le-
opens,
dans celle de la
you, the
femelle.
grower, have to go out, take
Alors, le
these,
cultivateur doit prendre le mâle
rub them into the female
et
plant,
frotter sur,
and then you'll start to see,
sur la
once it
partie femelle
pollinates,
de la plante.
this little one. That
Pour
little pumpkin, by the way,
polliniser
is 1 day
cette,
old. We're going to learn. This one's
la
a little
partie
bit
de-
older.
de la plante.
And then the pumpkins that we're seeing here at Pumpkinfest are a whole bunch older.
Les
But that's the basics of
citrouilles
how this
ici
works. It's just general science.
sont plus-
And
ils
then
ont
we get
plusieurs,
watermelons that are about
semaines.
115 pounds.
Celle-ci ici,
So we've got
oh,
watermelons,
wow.
we've got squash, we've got pumpkins,
C'est un
we've
melon
got
d'eau.
sunflowers, we've
Ah.
got corn, we've got,
115
I don't know, everything. Tomatoes.
On a plusieurs
What
choses
don't
ici.
we have?
Des courges
We've
musquées,
got it all,
des
and you're going to see it all as we
des
go through the
tiges
broadcast this
de
afternoon.
maïs. On va
We
pouvoir
have
toutes les voir
probably
durant ce
5,
podcast.
6
ici
more giant pumpkins and
On a encore
squashed away.
5 ou 6,
So don't go anywhere because you're going to get to see some of that
citrouilles
cool
et,
stuff shortly.
et,
Robin,
courgettes ou
what
courges qu'on
other
pourra
things
voir.
could we do? For example, how about that car show downtown? And I know that if
Au
Robin gets to
centre-ville de
pick
Port
one
Elgin,
car
on
to
peut
talk
voir
about,
aussi plusieurs
it'll be
voitures
her
de
car.
collection.
But let's let her
Ils
do
sont
that.
sur,
She's got a
la rue principale.
1973 Volkswagen Beetle.
Well, my car is the cutest. Yours
Mon auto,
is
c'est la
long,
plus, la
big
plus
banana
cute.
boat. But there are plenty of beautiful cars that are downtown.
Il y
So
a
nice
beaucoup
that we
de-
can do
de
a
voitures
live car show
downtown
again downtown.
pour,
And thank you
pour,
so much to
voir.
OLG
Vous
for
allez
making
marcher
that
là.
possible. Not only can you see them in person, but you can also watch them online.
Vous pouvez regarder
And then
les autos,
thanks to
en personne, mais
Van
aussi
Worth,
en
your
ligne
independent
sur,
grocer, going to do a
sur
fall
notre,
cruise tomorrow,
site
which again you
internet.
can watch virtually as
Et
we take the
demain,
cars for a drive, which has been
on
one of the
va
great
on va
things
faire
out of
une,
COVID, that we weren't able to do the static car shows, so we got into driving them,
aller-
and
ils vont
I think
conduire
people
les
love
autos,
those just as much because you can find yourself a
dans
spot
plusieurs
along the
endroits.
route, and all the cars go driving right by you. They come to you. You
Vous
don't
pouvez
have to
trouver
go
une
to them.
place pour vous asseoir. Vous allez voir sur le site internet, il y a la route
Do
que
we have a
les
grower or
voitures
where-
vont pouvoir prendre. Et
No, I'm going to. All right, come on over. Come into the
et vous
magic green
pouvez
box,
trouver
as I
une
am
place pour
calling
vous
it.
asseoir et
You
on
may
va
take
voir le
off your
prochain
mask
cultivateur.
so we can hear you. And are you
Hey,
together?
really good.
Is this your squash?
Est-ce que c'est votre courge?
Okay, and
Oui.
you are? And where are you from?
St. Thomas,
And how
Monsieur
long
de
have you been
St.
coming to
Thomas.
Pumpkinfest?
Ça fait combien de temps que vous venez au Pumpkinfest?
20 years likely.
Oh, au moins 20 ans.
Has the squash? Ooh, look at that.
Est-ce que la courge...
That's nicely shaped. Wonderful color.
Regardez
I
cette
like
belle
it.
courge.
Yeah.
Ah,
I
elle est
like
très
the
belle.
green one.
Solid green. We were
Très vert.
talking earlier that squash don't have the DNA to be as big as a pumpkin. It's just
Les
not the way
courgettes
it
n'ont
is
pas
made.
l'ADN
So
pour
people
être très,
have
très, très,
started
très grosse.
cross-pollinating.
Mais
And so
on
squashes
commençait
could
à
get
faire
bigger, but you lose that green
pollinisation
color, right?
croisée.
I try not to
Les
grow
rendre
those.
plus grandes.
There you go. And if you get any orange in there at all of a sudden it's a pumpkin, not a squash, and you have a bigger competition.
Oh, wow.
So did you
Alors,
have
il faut
anything
que
else
cette
this
courge
year
ne soit pas
other than
orange
squash?
parce que sinon elle est plus
Yes.
What did you bring?
comme une citrouille et elle ne
Pumpkin,
peut pas entrer
peeled
dans
pumpkin.
dans la catégorie des courges.
Just a minute. Long gourd, field pumpkin, tomato, tallest sunflower, tallest corn.
Corn. We haven't seen a lot of corn this year, or cabbage. I was just noticing. I was looking at the
Pas de choux
trophies.
cette année.
Has any of it been measured or weighed as yet?
No.
So the squash is going to be the first on the go. You're
Et
going to
la
have to let
première,
us know.
pour
We'll
la
have a
courgette,
look
c'est
at
la
the
première,
leaderboard,
le
but,
premier fruit, le
it
premier
looks like
légume
a
qui vont
nice
être
squash,
pesés pour
and good luck with all the vegetables.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Bonne chance avec
Head on
votre
over
pesée.
and have a chat with Dave.
And while we wait for the growers to get here, because we're about to throw a squash on to find out the weight, let's take a look at last year and all of the giant things that we showed you if you were a part of this
On
broadcast
peut
last
regarder
year.
pour l'année dernière quels fruits et légumes on a pu
114.5
voir.
pounds. That is a beauty field pumpkin. Here comes a long gourd. So this is just over
Une
10
gourde.
feet.
Gourde? 10 pieds de long.
240
240
and 1/2 inches tall. We're in a hockey arena,
pouces.
and that thing
Wow.
goes into the
Ça, c'est un
rafters.
très grand tournesol. Sunflower, oui. Tournesol.
Final big item that we have to weigh today. The new champion for squash,
La plus grande courgette,
Todd Klein, all the way from Quebec,
1288
picks up the title for
0.5.
squash. Get there. Ah! 1939 and a half.
1939,5 pour la
That would be the
citrouille de
largest
l'an
pumpkin
dernier,
ever
la
at
plus grande que
Pumpkinfest,
nous avons
right?
eue au Pumpkinfest.
Congratulations, 1939 and a half. It's the biggest ever for Pumpkinfest.
Félicitations.
So 1939 and a half, our biggest pumpkin last year. Everybody who's been out in the way off area, the area where we stage the pumpkins before we bring them in, everybody has said the same thing. There are two that'll probably beat that.
Il y a
We
peut-être
expect
deux
to get above the
citrouilles qui s'en
2,000
viennent,
pound
qui
mark.
vont être
Now let's talk a
plus
little bit
grandes
about
que
what we see
celle-là.
on the scale right now. And you told us about squash, and we know a little bit more about
Donc
them.
la courge ici,
Green or gray squash,
qu'elle soit
orange and kind of
verte
yellow
ou
or pumpkin.
grise.
Where did the seed for this one come from?
Joel
vient des
Jarvis.
graines.
Joel Jarvis,
Joel
who's pretty well
Jarvis.
known for growing some big stuff.
Qui,
Because
quelqu'un
now
qui est très
you're
connu pour,
known for growing some big stuff.
cultiver
There is a squash
des grands
at
produits.
1069 and a half.
1069,5.
That is enormous.
Wow,
Is that the biggest
that's
you've ever
vrai-
grown from a
c'est très,
squash
très, très, très
standpoint?
grand.
No,
Est-ce que c'est la
What's
plus
your
grande que vous avez
largest?
1198.
cultivée?
That's still.
So it's
Ma plus grande,
pretty
c'était
good.
11.
And it was only on 500 square feet.
80.
And we talked a little earlier about a pumpkin that we know of that was on almost 1,200
Yeah.
square feet.
Well, I had a little spot left after I got done planting everything, and
Il
I
me
thought
restait
I'd throw the squash in.
un petit coin
So that was
dans
just
mon
an
jardin pour,
afterthought, and it still comes in at over 1,000.
ajouter
Yeah.
quelque chose. Alors, j'ai
Really?
décidé de planter
And you also
celui-là.
mentioned that it was so wet this year.
Vous
And we
avez
all know we
mentionné
had
que
lots
c'était
of
très,
rain.
très
In this
mouillé
area, we
cette
had
année.
a couple of big storms,
On a eu,
hail.
nous
I
autres
mean, there was
aussi,
a
on a eu
lot of
beaucoup
stuff to
d'eau et
dodge
on a eu
this year to
de
get
la
to this.
grêle et ça a été
Yep.
vraiment un été.
And the
difficile.
heat.
And the heat. It's
Mais-
funny though, if you don't
mais
get the
c'était très
heat at the
chaud.
right time and the rain at the right time, and you get them mixed up, they don't like that.
Yeah, the plants don't like any when it gets to 30 degrees.
plantes n'aiment pas
The
vraiment
plants,
quand c'est plus haut
leaves,
que
weep.
32
They,
degrés.
they don't like it really hot either.
Yeah, I weep too when it gets to
Don't
30
we all?
degrees.
Moi aussi,
Yeah.
je suis
Congratulations.
C'est très chaud.
Thank you very much.
1069 and a half, that happens to be, it's not even close right
1069,5.
now. That happens to jump the first place on the squash leaderboard. It
Pour
used
les
to be
courges, c'est la
Courtney
première place
McGuire
maintenant.
at 568 and a half. It's a little bigger than that now, 1069 and a half.
C'est le premier
And
sur le tableau de
that's just a
classement.
beginner. Last year that would have been 5th on the leaderboard. It's
L'an
the
dernier, ça
leader
a été
right
le
now.
5e, mais
Is there
maintenant, c'est le
anything bigger?
premier pour l'instant. Est-ce qu'il y a
The
quelque
biggest
chose d'autre qui
last
est
year
plus
was
grand?
1288.
Ça reste à
The
voir.
squash competition just starting to come in now.
La
And as I said, there's at least two
compétition des courges
enormous
vient juste de
pumpkins to come.
commencer.
So you've picked the right time to join us for Pumpkinfest. Whoop. Sorry, I just hit the mayor. That's likely going to put my taxes up.
Je viens de
Oh, we better throw it to
Je viens
Robin.
de
Oh,
frapper
you're
le
paying
maire.
half the taxes.
Alors là,
I
mes
hit the
taxes,
mayor.
parce que mes taxes vont augmenter.
I'm not taking responsibility for that.
Je prendrai pas
I did
responsabilité
want to
pour ça.
mention that we did have a first-time grower earlier on, and if this looks like fun to you, which it could be, you'll notice that most of the growers will grow more than one thing. I mean, heck, if you're going to start growing things, you might as well grow them all and see what happens. You can go to the Growers Association website. There are hints there. They have seeds that will get you started and some information as well. So who knows? We could see you here at Pumpkinfest as a grower. That would be a whole lot of fun, but I'm warning you, once you are bit by the bug, you'll want to join us every single year. If you are joining us today, entrances are at Market Street and Gustavus.
Si vous voulez nous joindre aujourd'hui,
come in and out either way. They're open till 6 tonight and then 11 until 4 tomorrow. And so many things going on. The Shankard Law Office Midway, which they arrived early. We had some fun with that yesterday, but they are going to be here both days. We have got food vendors, we've got craft vendors, we have got some Monster Bingo going on, Mega Bingo going on later on today with the Lions Club. We have got the car show going on. We're just having some fun. It's nice to take that one step closer to where we usually are and enjoying Pumpkinfest as much as we can. And thank you to everybody who's here, our volunteers. We have to say a big thank you to them because it just doesn't work at all without them.
En ligne,
Whether we got
aussi
another
en personne cette année.
Mallow? Marrow, sorry. Is Dave talking? I don't know. You will see things here that you will never see anywhere else.
Vous allez voir des choses ici que vous n'allez jamais voir ailleurs.
We hope you don't.
On espère que vous
And it happens throughout the entire day today. Now, normally we have you here in the facility with us at the Port Elgin Missionary Church. We've got seating for 1,000 to 1,200 people normally. And this is about the peak of the day where we start to get into the really big pumpkin squash, etc. You're going to get to see it. You just have to see it on a big screen today. Either the big screen in your living room or the big screen here in the parking lot. But we do have a number of things on display. So some people are thinking, well, if I come to Pumpkinfest, I don't get to see
plusieurs affaires à voir
yes,
ici. Là.
We do put them outside on the north end of the building, so you'll be able to see them between the building and the midway, so you get a chance to see that. You get a chance to see big watermelons, you get a chance to see big squash, you get a chance to hear live music here on site and down at the Coulter Parquet. We'll talk more about the history of Pumpkinfest. Coulter Parquet actually plays into that a little bit. But we had some bands who said, you know what, we'd like to play on the virtual version of Pumpkinfest as well. So we have Lion X and Sweetheart for you on the broadcast.
Lion X and Sweetheart for you. Pour vous.
I used to rule the world. Seas would rise when I gave the word. In the morning I sweep alone, sweep the streets I used to own. I used to roll the dice, feel the fear in my enemy's eyes, listen as the crowd would sing. Now the old king is dead, long live the king. One minute I held me, next the walls were closed on me, and I discovered that my castle stands upon pillars of salt and pillars of sand. Jerusalem bells were ringing, Roman cavalry choirs were singing. Be my mirror, my sword, and my shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain that once you got it would never, never run on. the wicked and wild winds blew down the doors and let me in. Shattered windows and the sound of drums. People couldn't believe what I become. Revolutionaries wait for my head on a silver plate. I'm just a puppet and a lonely string. Oh, who would ever wanna be king? I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword, and my shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain that once you gone, it was never an honest word. That was when I ruled the world. Hey! I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword, and my shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain that once you gone, it was never an honest word. That was when I ruled the world.
Back live at Port Elgin Pumpkinfest, the
live à-
2021 edition,
Pumpkinfest
both
de
virtual
Port
and
Elgin.
live from the Port Elgin Missionary Church. I'm Dave Middleton,
virtuellement,
Robin
mais
Woods here
aussi
as well.
en personne.
Mental note, when there's music playing and the guys in the production truck for CTRE are singing, turn the audio off. That was bad singing. Wasn't it? That was... Like, I thought our dancing was bad, but holy, no, just kidding. Thanks very much to CTRE Television for coming here and setting up all the production stuff so we could bring the excitement of Pumpkinfest into your home or on your cell phone. I know the folks over in the lunch area here inside the venue are actually watching on their cell phones right now. Our big pumpkins so far, Bob and Elaine McKenzie out of Tiverton, 1,747.5 pounds. But we have a whole lineup of pumpkins still to come. Robin Woods has another grower.
They just keep coming. We think we're getting to the end of it. Nope, they keep bringing them in. It is kind of like Old Home Week. It is an event that, as you have seen if you've been with us for a while, growers come back year after year after year. You kind of get stung by the bug as it is. And Art is one of those. He is from St. Thomas. And you've been here 17 years. And you've got quite the interesting pumpkin. We've been talking to everybody about the growing season. We had that spell with a lot of rain. You had probably a problem we haven't heard of yet.
About 5.5 inches we got.
And a lot of your stuff floated away.
It went down towards Lake Erie.
Oh, that is just so. So what did you lose?
I lost squash, watermelon, cantaloupe. That's about it. That's enough.
Did you have another pumpkin on the go, or that was the one that was?
The bigger squash is gone. My pumpkin was in a different garden on higher ground, thank God.
Yeah.
I didn't even have that.
But it's a nice looking one. We were saying, lovely color, different shape. Kind of looks like a beanbag chair.
It does. It'll even rock, I think, if you sit in it.
beanbag chair.
Did you, have you done the estimates? Or what do you think?
I'm thinking between 1,000 pounds and 1,100 pounds.
Okay.
That's what I'm guessing. I'm open.
you know what? It's just an estimate,
c'est mon
right?
guess.
You never know. You never know. So we'll get you to go around and go over to Dave, and we'll weigh it up and see what happens. Thank you.
All right, let's talk Big Pumpkin. Come on over here. We're going to let you go right in front. You sit right in, or stand right in that green box, close up to one of those microphones.
Près du microphone.
This is a very pretty pumpkin. Now, I know I picked like the worst part to show people.
Ah, je peux être la partie la moins belle.
The front that you got a little.
Mais c'est une très belle couleur.
From the standpoint, I wanted people to see how this pumpkin has kind of grown small on one side, big on the other. We had one, I don't know, 10 years ago that we called the Brian Mulrooney pumpkin. Brian Mulrooney pumpkin that kind of went down and made the Brian Mulrooney chin. Yeah, I remember this is kind of getting close to that.
It is.
And that is a very heavy pumpkin for kind of the size that we've got. What did you measure out at for this?
Oh, it was 174 inches around, 91 side to side, and 104
174 d'un côté et 104.
All right. And weight-wise on the chart?
I never looked.
Okay, I would say that's probably pretty close.
I think it's close.
Yeah, and that is a super fantastic weight for the pumpkin we've got. Plus, for the third time, we're finally getting some nice orange in it. And nice big ribs. These are the two things that growers are going to look for. Big ribs and that orange color. There's a competition to see who can get the orange. And this big rib is a good trait in a pumpkin. So that seed is going to be pretty valuable too.
Yeah, to the right person that wants orange, to grow orange, it'd be,
Pour une personne qui veut cultiver une
So which would you want, orange or heavy?
I'd rather have heavy.
Yeah.
Est-ce que tu préfères la couleur ou
nice round of applause.
la pesée?
1,114 pounds. Come and get your photo taken. And I believe that's going to go to about 6th spot on the leaderboard. Up there. See, that was pretty good. I'm old, but the memory is still there. So up to about 6th spot on the leaderboard. When we come back, we got more pumpkins, more squash, but we've got a lot more entertainment as well. The Harvest Star Search competition continues. We're trying to find the next big entertainment in Gray and Bruce counties. Let's see our next competitor.
Le prochain compétiteur.
Those guys. No, the carrot. Okay, there's so much stuff coming in here at one time. We're trying to get it all sorted out. You guys go over there because Robin's gonna. Yeah, look at this. We got carrots.
Robin.
We got and we talk about the young growers. And they get started in this.
On a parlé de nos plus jeunes cultivateurs. Ça passe du grand-père au père, ensuite à l'enfant et ensuite au petit-enfant. Ça fait plusieurs années, plusieurs générations qui viennent.
Speaking of warp, look at these carrots you got.
Regardez ces belles carottes.
What's going to come and what shape it's coming in. We got 3 generations here, which
On a
is
3
awesome.
générations ici.
And might as well introduce yourselves.
Brian Hicks.
Brian Hicks.
And?
Landon Hicks.
And where are you from?
From Granton. Near
Venez
Lucan,
d'où?
Ontario.
Okay.
Granton.
You guys brought a whole lot of stuff, which is
Vous
awesome.
avez apporté beaucoup de choses
brought-
ici, hein? Oui.
Sunflowers, cabbage,
Tournesol,
carrots,
choux,
yeah,
carottes.
the weasel, the wurzel,
Wurzel, whatever it is.
Wurzel.
whatever it is, yeah. And that's it.
C'est
But
ça.
look at what you got here. You've got a
Regardez
couple of
cette
carrots.
carotte ici.
This
C'est
is
deux
how they come.
carottes
Not pretty,
ici.
but you
Elles sont
never
pas
know.
très
When
belles,
you
mais
prize a
elles
Pumpkinfest.
pourraient
That's right. You never know.
That's right.
garantir un prix au Pumpkinfest. On ne sait jamais.
Yours and yours.
Yeah, this is mine, that's his, yeah.
Do you grow in the same field?
Est-ce
No,
que
separate place.
No, they're like, we live right in town.
vous cultivez,
Yeah. We
vous
live just
cultivez
around
dans
here,
le
back
même champ? Non,
Which
dans
is
deux
why they're
champs
not
différents.
bigger things, but that's okay. As I said, you come in here, you never know what you have.
Vous venez
And it
ici, on ne
could,
sait jamais
could
qu'est-ce
be
qu'on peut
surprises.
avoir et ça peut vraiment
Yeah. Thank you so
vous
much.
pouvez gagner des
You're
prix.
quite shocked with the
Merci d'être venu.
weasel, whatever it's
Yeah,
called,
the wurzel. Yeah, the big one.
It's over 52 pounds.
So, and it's a type of
C'est quoi un
Bean,
wurzel?
yes, yeah.
Mais
and
50
ugly,
livres.
again.
52
Sick.
livres.
But it again could win you a prize. That is so awesome. And
right.
you guys have been before.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
I've been
yeah.
here for quite a
6
few
years?
years.
Yeah.
5th or 6th year. Yeah.
Very good. You ever take a stab at the?
I did the pumpkins once.
Avez-vous
like,
essayé de
almost 1,000
faire les
pounds.
citrouilles?
Nice.
Oui, j'ai essayé
But I
d'en
haven't
faire une et
since
ça
'cause it's a lot of
faisait
work.
presque 1000
Hopefully
livres.
again soon. though.
Especially if you're on
Peut-être
town.
encore
That's
bientôt.
right.
Space,
Je
right?
vais réessayer.
Space is an issue, yeah.
Yeah.
Oui,
Well, that
l'espace,
is great.
c'est
Thank you
for
ever
next
so
time.
much for
c'est
coming.
important.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Merci d'être venu.
We just had, gentlemen, we just had a bushel gourd at 242
On a eu
and a
une
half
gourde
pounds. John Butler. There actually are
ici
2
de
bushel
John
gourds
Butler.
on
Deux
this
gourdes.
this wagon that they brought in. Both of them are huge. But the
Grosse
biggest one
gourde.
was 242 and a
La plus
half. So
grande,
that's a bushel gourd. So we've seen long
242.
gourds, we've seen bushel gourds, we've seen bell gourds.
On a
There
vu
are many
plusieurs
different
gourdes
versions
ici
of a
de
gourd, but this one is
différentes
called a bushel gourd. So the
espèces.
last one in was 242 and a half. And
242,5
Doug
la
Court was in
dernière
previously at
gourde qu'on a vue.
130 pounds. So Doug's now third on the leaderboard
Alors,
because
Doug
this
est
one's
numéro
179 and a half. So
sur le
two
tableau
giant
classement.
bushel gourds
Deux
just came
très
in
grosses
moments ago
gourdes.
and have gone to top spot and second spot on the leaderboard. That
Le
leaderboard
premier
is something that you can check
dans le
out
top
on
du,
other parts
tableau
of
classement.
pumpkinfest.org, our website, where you're going to see the latest for pumpkin, you're going to see the latest for squash, you're going to see the
nous
latest
joindre sur
for watermelon, you're going to see all
pumpkinfest.org
the different
pour voir les
categories that we're
différentes
talking
catégories
about.
qu'on a.
Special category this year, by the way, is cantaloupe, and I don't know that I've seen any in yet.
On
But
a une nouvelle catégorie qui est
it
le
looks like the
cantaloupe.
court had one in. I didn't even see that at 8.5 pounds,
Et la plus
8.55
grande,
pounds.
c'était
So
8,55.
so many different things to see that we're weighing and measuring for length, etc.
Vous pouvez
here
voir plusieurs
at
choses
Port
sur le
Elgin
site,
Pumpkin Fest
sur le
once
site
again today.
internet de
And
Port
I
Elgin
still keep
Pumpkinfest.
telling you, in fact, when we're finished this next band, don't miss what's coming up.
Quand on finit avec ce
This
prochain
could be
band,
our first ever
vous
2,000-pound
pourrez
pumpkin.
voir peut-être une des plus grosses citrouilles qu'on va avoir ici.
a month, heat and hydro included in Barrie
restez
as an
avec nous.
apartment. This thing, look at this. Look at the
Regardez
size
ça.
of this.
Regardez la
You're coming
grandeur
back
de cette
after the
citrouille.
Judd heads.
Restez avec nous.
Right on. This is called Downriver River Bends. It's hard to take tears from my eyes, for this might be our last goodbye. Your country calls you to defend this great land, so do your part. Just like a man down where the river bends, with God's help we'll meet again under that same old sycamore tree, proud of each other in the land of the free. Go ahead, Al. If I go down to the ocean blue and get just as close as I came to you, though the ocean wide may keep us apart, it won't keep you, dear, from out of my heart. Down where the river bends, with God's help we'll meet again under that same old sycamore tree, proud of each other in the land of the free.
Okay. So you did what I asked. You came back, and you want to know why? Because John's pumpkin is about to go on the weigh scale. Now, let's talk really quickly. We were just talking here. I'm just going to spin this a little bit. We were just talking about this. You had two plants that were, or two seeds, I should say, that in theory would be bigger than that pumpkin, but they just didn't grow.
Mais ils n'ont pas poussé.
The one might be 1,000 pounds, the other one's only about 600.
Une aurait été 1000,
And it's scary to people who are watching, by the way, because to them 1,000 pounds, they're like,
yeah, right.
You can't fathom 1,000-pound pumpkin, and 1,000-pound pumpkins are almost a dime a dozen now.
Yep.
This was your own seed.
Yeah.
So your own seed, like your own ground.
I hope so. We'll plant it again next year.
C'est pas très, très gros, en
All right, well, let's get this one on the scale,
on va mettre cette
and let's see how we did. Now we've got about a 1,400-pound leaderboard, so something over 1,400 pounds is what it's going to take to get to a high part of the leaderboard. Now all the growers are going to tell you that there are 4 more enormous, like size like we have almost never seen, still to come. Some of the growers with even bigger things have not picked them until this morning. When they're picked, they tend to start losing weight almost immediately because they're getting all that nourishment out of the ground. That one's a solid, that's a solid pumpkin. Measured about 1,200, weighs 1385 and a half. So let's quickly go to the leaderboard. That's going to put you in 5th position on the leaderboard. That's a little bit higher than we thought this pumpkin was going to go. Congratulations, John. That is seed worth getting. Yeah, congratulations. So let's get a photo taken with your baby. Show your baby some love. The leaderboard, when I first started with Pumpkinfest, if you had something anywhere close to 1,000 pounds, you were going to win. This event actually started many years ago at the Coulter Parquet, which is kind of from where we are, about a street away, down by where the car show is taking place. So Doug Court and a few people had a bet as to who could grow the biggest things. That's where the way-off started when I joined Pumpkinfest, which was 26 years ago. It had changed from Coulter Parquet all the way to the curling club. When it started, Pumpkinfest got the football team from the high school to help move the pumpkins. Back then they were 500, 600, maybe even 700 pounds. So the football team was able to kind of maneuver those pumpkins around to get them on the weigh scale. But when you get to 1,000 pounds, there's not a football team alive that's going to be able to pick those up. It went from the curling club over to the largest tent erected in the province of Ontario, basically a circus tent on the grounds of the high school, and then the weigh-off took off again. And then eventually we came here to the Port Elgin Missionary Church, which is indoors in a little bit more of a controlled environment because, as you can imagine, at this time of the year, the weather can be a little bit iffy. Now, a little bit more on what we use here. This sling that we used to pick up the pumpkins, which took, well, to be honest, it saved a lot of hernias for the high school football team. That was designed and put together by our friends at Bruce Power, who have a lot of engineers who were able to come up with that. And if you actually saw the footage of what happened in Italy when they just recently weighed the heaviest pumpkin in the history of the world, you'll notice that something very similar was being used there. So it's interesting how some of the designs and some of the things that Pumpkinfest has pushed forward now being used all over the world to be able to actually pick these giants up. And at one point we weren't really sure if we got a 2,000-pound pumpkin, if this would be able to do it. We now know it will be able to do it. And we're certainly hoping we have at least 2 over 2,000 pounds. We have never weighed a pumpkin 2,000 pounds or heavier here at Pumpkinfest, and we hope that you're tuning in for some history today, maybe not once, but maybe twice. And I think we might have the video up for the Italian weight. I want to show you this because this is spectacular. Italians are known for parties. Here's why you have a party.
Per arrivare a realizzare questo bellissimo frutto. Dagli amici animali che d'altra parte popolano i nostri territori, il momento che è atteso da sempre. Verificando, Marco sta tremando forse come Stefano, se non di più, perché sinceramente 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, vai! Silenzio. Grandissimo! Grande! Grandissimo! Grande!
2,700-pound pumpkin. Enormous. Congratulations on setting a brand new world record. We are looking at setting our site record today, and some of the growers have actually said they think we've got a chance at a Canadian record today. So hang on for that.
On pense que
now,
peut-être
we
qu'on
haven't seen
aurait
a lot of this come in
record
yet.
canadien
This is
aujourd'hui.
Cabbage.
Alors ici, ça c'est un chou.
For those of you that have coleslaw for Thanksgiving.
Pour ceux qui aiment manger de la salade de chou à Thanksgiving,
look at this.
Regardez
This is cabbage.
Ce chou.
So the cabbage, I'm just going to quickly show people. Oh, we got a leaf. There's a good leaf.
Regardez cette feuille.
That's a good one. So this is the giant cabbage, just weighed in at way better.
Le chou
37 pounds worth of cabbage.
37 livres de chou.
That's
Regardez la grandeur de cette feuille.
From 37 pounds of cabbage. It's grown for the size, the head that you normally would get at the grocery store. So, and by the way, a big thanks to Independent for the food that they've supplied for us today. That's how big it is. So if you want to kind of think of this in size, about the size of an African elephant ear.
C'est la
That's
grandeur
one leaf.
de la grandeur d'une oreille
That
d'éléphant.
is going to make some pretty big cabbage rolls right there. So we're going to keep this. Good job on the cabbage today. We'll give you an update on cabbage shortly. Thank you, gentlemen. I'm just going to keep that one. But we've got more and more. Thank you very much for doing that. More and more coming in. So we've got stuff fast and furious now. As some people have taken the time this morning to pick and get it here so they lose as little weight as possible.
Alors là, plusieurs personnes ont récolté aujourd'hui pour pas perdre de pesée ici.
We have a father and son team from Simcoe, a long drive, and here you are, but you've got a good-sized pumpkin.
Vous avez une belle grosse citrouille.
What is your best so far?
1301.
La plus grande qu'ils ont eue, c'était
1300. A lot of people did with the amount of water that we got.
Yeah, more about the rain and the heat. The heat was kind of a blessing, but the excess rain was a little bit much. We lost pumpkin back in August, and we lost our squash just last week. And the squash
courge la semaine dernière et une autre citrouille un peu plus tôt dans la saison.
Right at the end. Right at the end, yeah. The end is always the worst.
La fin est toujours plus
dure. You've made the journey and
vous avez fait le voyage.
That would be nice.
Yep.
Et ça serait vraiment fun d'avoir un
got the shirt.
You do?
95.
95 was 26 years.
Yeah.
26
ça fait 26 ans que monsieur et son fils viennent.
Especially in a year that everybody has had such a tough go of it.
And we've been doing this for 36 years.
Ça fait 36 ans qu'on
Nice.
Yeah.
So you know what you're doing.
Yeah. We go to Norfolk County Fair as well, and so we've been doing that since
Is this one going to make an appearance once you're done?
Yep, that's where it's off to next. Yeah.
Very good.
Alors,
lots of road trips with the big vegetables. So not only time in the field, but time on the road as well. But head back around, head over to Dave.
On peut aller voir Dave et aller voir combien votre citrouille pèse.
So hard to not be excited from this point forward.
C'est vraiment dur de pas être trop excité à partir de
until we get to
maintenant.
the couple that we think are going to be over 2,000 pounds. But I'm not going to lie, any one of these could weigh over whatever they tape measured. Basically, what happens is as these arrive, the people in the staging area are trying to kind of say this one might be bigger than this one, and they want to get this thing to a crescendo. I know you didn't know I knew that word. To a crescendo. To be able to add the most excitement to what we're doing.
Alors, les personnes à l'extérieur essaient de trouver
Let's get this one onto the
les citrouilles plus petites avant de mettre les citrouilles les plus grandes. Essayer de voir que peut-être celle-là serait un petit peu plus grande, celle-là serait un petit peu plus petite, alors de les rentrer pour qu'on puisse faire un crescendo et avoir les plus grosses vers la fin.
Bring her up.
Alors, rapportez cette citrouille.
Robin just talked to them.
Robin vient de leur parler.
We're not going to put them under pressure anymore. It is time to go to the weigh scale. Come on, jump into the gray box, or to the green box. Up nice and close.
Approchez-vous un petit peu
This
plus près
is
du
beautiful.
Regardez,
Right
c'est
after
vraiment
this,
beau.
we're going to take a look at pumpkin carving, but I can't let
Après
this
ça,
one
on
get
va
out of the way.
pouvoir,
Look at the
aller voir,
size, the
pumpkin
literal girth of this thing. Did you come? Could you even see the cab of the truck? Could you even see the
Est-ce que vous
cab of
pouvez
the
voir
truck?
en arrière dans votre
It's too big for the
camion?
back of the truck.
C'est trop
Yeah,
lourd
the
pour
trailer.
en arrière dans
Too
le
big
truck
for the back of the truck.
du camion, en arrière de la boîte du camion.
We've got one that's going to compete for the lead.
Oh, regardez ça.
Coming
Une qui
in
pourra être
at
faire la compétition à celle qui est le plus grosse.
749 pounds.
1749
Let's look at the
livres.
leaderboard. How close
Regardez
is
le
that?
tableau de classement.
It
Regardez où est-ce
is
que c'est.
a new leader by
Un-
1.5
nouveau
pounds.
leader.
Wow. How did that feel?
Oh, awesome.
Comment vous
Is that
sentez?
worth it?
Très bien.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this number. I just want you to look at that number.
Un très gros nombre.
One was our previous best.
That is fantastic. 1749 is your new best. You are the leader. Not many people beat the Mackenzies. You're ahead of them now. Now the
Félicitations.
question is, how long will that stay on top of the leaderboard?
La
And he
question maintenant
doesn't
de
think it's
savoir
going to
si
stay there long.
ça va
If he
rester sur
doesn't
le
think it's
dessus
going to
du
stay
tableau de
there
classement.
long, they know
Monsieur pense
something
pas que ça va rester
you and I don't know.
très très longtemps.
Stay tuned. Port Elgin
au spot- au
Pumpkinfest.
numéro
Things
1.
are picking up right now. Let's check out this year's pumpkin carving contest.
Alors aujourd'hui, on va regarder maintenant le carving contest.
That is the new leader, 1749.
Leader.
Now, when you
Personne
look
en
at
tête.
someone that
pour la
owns a
compétition.
pumpkin of 1,749 pounds, and you ask them how long that's going to be on the leaderboard, and they say, oh, until the next one gets weighed.
Tu demandes aux personnes qui sont en tête du classement et tu leur demandes combien de temps vous pensez que ça va être sur le top du leaderboard et monsieur a dit que c'était pas très longtemps.
1,000 seeds, but there are a few less seeds available now because of this year's Celebrity Seed Spitting Contest. This guy I know
il y a
can
plusieurs
do it. Ian
graines qui sont à
Selecki,
l'intérieur
how did he do?
de la citrouille et on a, mais un petit peu moins à cause qu'on a un
from X106.5 about to spit a pumpkin seed here
concours.
across our parking lot. I used to be very good at this, but it's been a long time and I've had no practice. So if this goes really poorly, no judgment.
wasn't that bad.
That was like that was even half of what Fred did.
10 feet 7 inches.
10 pieds 7 pouces.
Well, we've seen pumpkins, we've seen squash, watermelon, you name it, we've seen it all. Here's what we haven't seen. This is one of the biggest sunflowers we've ever seen. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Good luck.
Tournesol.
Keep walking it. Hold on. Keep going. Keep going.
Continuez, continuez. Aïe, aïe, aïe.
23 feet 9 inches.
23 pieds et 9 pouces pour le
Look
tournesol.
at the size of this.
Regarde la grandeur que ça a.
That is 6 feet inside the it almost hits the roof of the arena.
On est presque au plafond de l'aréna. 23 pieds.
How do you even get that?
Honestly, I don't know.
Comment est-ce que vous êtes capable d'avoir ça? Je sais pas. On est très chanceux.
Is that our largest ever?
They were featured on CBC.
Notre plus grand.
That is spectacular.
C'est spectaculaire, c'est vraiment incroyable.
Was this the one that was on television?
Yes, it is.
This is the one that was featured on CBC television.
Oui,
was it
ça
you?
a été
Oh, yeah, it was.
montré à CBC, à Radio-Canada.
23 feet 9 inches. If you're outside the building here live at Pumpkinfest, hey, where's my crowd? Let's give them a heck of a round of applause. That is enormous. What we're doing here at Pumpkinfest, because you can't come in to see the actual layoff in person, and you need to get a perspective of 23 feet 9 inches. I'm 6 feet tall, so that's four times me. It was up inside the rafters. I hope we got such a cool shot of that. And I think they're going to take that and put it on display outside. So anybody who is live here at Pumpkinfest, if you go to the north side of the building, which is the side of the building where the midway is located, you're going to be able to see some of the pumpkins, some of the squash, the other things that are out there. Speaking of gourds, we got a gourd in here. And if you want to compare that, let's take a look, because I think we got a shot of last year's biggest sunflower. Can we go to the biggest sunflower that we had last year? And let's see how that compares. I want you to think of this next, because this is what a tall sunflower looks like. Are we going to try and stand it? All right. Just make sure we find an area where we might be able to get it up. Carefully. Carefully.
Doucement, doucement.
There you go. There you go. Yep. When they grow, they have to be tied to a steel pipe. It's Norman Kyle from Ennismore. And there it is. Can you get the full shot? Like I said, when I looked at this, I thought it was going to go into the rafters. It is in the rafters. This is an arena. We're in a hockey arena. And that thing goes into the rafters. 240.5 inches tall.
240.5 pouces de haut.
That was big. That was big. This is big. There's another bushel gourd, 232.5 pounds. Todd Klein from Shawville, Quebec. We're getting into our Quebec people now.
De Shawville,
I mean, that's 232.5 pounds. That is a personal best for Todd Klein. Out talking to our Quebec folks. They left yesterday morning, stayed overnight in Oshawa, had to find the right place to park the trailer overnight to make sure nobody messed with the stuff they were bringing. They're here, and they're with Robin.
Et maintenant, ils sont ici avec nous.
Jim are here from Quebec, and you did have, as you can imagine, they've got the trailer.
Jim and
They've got something very interesting on the trailer. Did anybody, when you stopped, along the way. Obviously, you get some looks.
Sur le chemin,
est-ce
que
you
vous
have
avez
it quite covered.
plusieurs personnes qui voulaient regarder?
So it stays nice and protected before the
On
way
aime
out.
ça,
See, I told you they travel better than everybody else.
Yeah,
avec
exactly.
nos
But we had
fruits
stopped
couverts
this
pour pas que
morning at a
personne-
Tim Hortons maybe an hour and a half away, and the lady from Tim Hortons recognized that it was a pumpkin going to Port Elgin.
Ah, there you go.
Quand on est
But
arrêté
you're
à
in trouble.
1h30, il y a
Obviously, you
quelqu'un
need a double spot
qui
for the
qui ont vu
truck and the trailer,
et
and
on dit qu'ils nous ont demandé si
there
on
wasn't
venait
one to be had.
Had to wait
au
for the
Pumpkinfest
cars
de
to
Port
move to
Elgin
get
aujourd'hui.
another place to go in.
They suggested putting it on the street.
Yeah.
No.
Not our
Didn't
first
attention to put it on the
Où est-ce
street.
qu'on le met?
No.
Pas dans
So
les
what
rues.
kind of growing season did you have?
Quel genre de saison est-ce que vous avez eu?
This is it?
C'était très...
You think
il y avait des hauts et des bas.
They
Yeah.
think the other one's good.
Did you have the rain that everybody else has had in Ontario?
No, I don't think we had the heavy rains, but we've had
On n'a
just
pas eu
enough
les...
rain to keep the crops going. And
Right.
On n'a pas eu
the-
beaucoup
of course, in
de pluie
pumpkins, we
comme
can
vous avez eu ici.
make that artificial with the watering system.
But we didn't have anything that drowned us out like
Oh,
some
well,
of the
that's-
other growers here.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because
On
you've
était
got
pas
one
chanceux, mais-
big pumpkin there.
Vous avez une
Did
très
you
grosse citrouille ici.
You've been doing this for a long time.
Oh yeah.
So,
Ça fait
did you
plusieurs
bring
années
anything
que
else,
vous
or the
avez
pumpkin took
fait
all
ça.
your time?
That's
Est-ce que vous avez
Just
apporté
the
d'autres choses?
I love
ou,
that.
juste la
Focus. It is
citrouille?
focus.
Juste notre citrouille.
Estimates?
Estimé?
What are you thinking?
Combien est-ce que vous pensez que
It's
ça va être?
measuring 1888.
Ça mesure à 1800.
1,888. That's our guess, but
88.
That would put them in the
On va
lead.
voir.
It is exciting. So
C'est notre...
this is, this is nerve-wracking. I know for you because it's such like months and all the hours, and you got it here
Il y a
safely.
beaucoup de
So
mois
now,
et
head back over to
d'efforts.
see Dave.
Vous l'avez
And
apporté
let's see
jusqu'ici
how
en
it is.
sécurité. Allez voir avec Dave
Thank
combien
you.
ça pèse.
Hi, Maverick.
Oh, yes, say hello to the family.
Merci.
All right, good to see you guys. Kelsey, in the green square, Kelsey was about this big when I first met her.
Kelsey est à peu près
I remember.
3 pieds quand que je l'ai rencontré.
If you guys want to move up a little bit, now I don't know if you knew this, but this year we are broadcasting in both French and
Aujourd'hui, cette
English.
année, on est en train de faire un broadcast en
Parlez-vous
français
français?
et en
Was there
anglais.
anything you guys want to say to the French fans who are watching right now?
Come on.
You're putting me on the spot here.
Somebody, well, I mean,
Vous
I'm
mettez dans le
assuming
spot ici.
that's her cue. All right.
Do you have any specific questions?
Vous avez des questions spécifiques?
No, just say hi to your family. There's got to be a bunch of people at home watching right now.
Yeah.
All right, well, so say it in French.
Okay. Bonjour tout le monde. On est ici à le concours Port Elgin pour le Pumpkinfest.
Dave is the best person ever.
Dave, c'est la meilleure personne.
See, even she says it, Robin. Even she says she's a good person.
Même
She's a
avec
good
les
person.
équipes.
All right.
Je suis vraiment
I am
fan.
so nervous. Are
Je
you
suis vraiment
guys
nerveux.
nervous?
Est-ce que vous êtes nerveux, vous?
This could be our first ever.
Ça ferait notre
I'm
première.
not going to.
Non,
All right,
non,
I'm going to just go over
dis
here.
pas ça, dis pas ça.
I'm not going to
On
jinx
va
it.
attendre.
I'm not going to jinx it. Yes, I am.
Je vais pas le
Okay, get
jinxer.
it over here. I am.
Allez, apportez la
I'm
citrouille.
so excited for this.
Sorry about that.
Sure. Except you might have to run back over there. All right, you stand here. Don't look at the weigh scale. Look.
Regardez pas
There.
la balance encore.
Look, I don't care where you want to look. Look at each other. Just don't look at the weigh scale. How are the people in Oshawa? Were they nice? Very nice. Good.
Comment étaient les personnes à
Except they
Oshawa?
wouldn't give you the right
Est-ce qu'ils
place
étaient
to park.
gentils?
Listen, let that
Oui,
be a
oui.
lesson to people who have like
À part qu'ils lui ont
hotels
pas
and
laissé
hotels. When they
stationner
show
en
up
anglais.
with a big giant pumpkin, don't put them in a place where it's going to get hurt. Like not park on the street.
We were able to see it from our hotel room.
Okay. But does
On
that
était
make you
capable de
feel
le
any
voir de
better?
l'hôtel.
It did make me feel a little
Do you sleep in shifts? No?
Avez-vous
All right.
dormi
I thought that might-
en shift pour être sûr que pas personne volait la citrouille?
No, I don't think you would. Are we ready?
Êtes-vous prêts?
Just be calm. 1749 is our current leader.
1749.
Was it worth the trip? Turn around.
1777.
It was worth the trip. 1777 and a half. First place as of right now. Give him a nice round of applause.
Du Québec.
Okay, turn around now. Come on, can you go back into the green? I need you in because the microphone is what I want to see. You are the new, go ahead, right over in here. Okay, step up to the mic. You guys are the new leaders. So that makes the trip worthwhile.
Yeah.
What about the rest of the competition? You've seen what's coming.
Vous avez vu qu'est-ce qui s'en vient?
Did it? Yeah. All right, I love to hear it'll be close.
We're sweating a little, definitely.
Ça va être
well, that's
très
because
serré.
you drove. How many hours does it take to get here?
About 10, but we take our time.
10 heures pour venir ici.
We like to stop.
Did you? Are you old enough to drive? Oh, I'm just kidding.
I drove the whole way.
What?
I drove the whole way. He slept.
No wonder you're sweating. Give him again, congratulations. You guys are always great. Jim and Kelsey here.
Jim and Kelsey.
They've got the new leader at 1777 and a half. Is that going to win this year's competition? I don't know. Get your photo taken. While you do that, we'll do this. The harvest. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Okay, I'm just getting a note that someone lost their cell phone on the site. Okay. And since we're actually broadcasting live to the site, you left your cell phone at the alpaca display. And you can go back there to get your cell phone. Now it's going to have some really weird pictures of alpacas on it, but still, you can go back there to get your cell phone. So go back and do that. We got to load this. We got more big pumpkins to come, and we also have more of our competitors for this year's Harvest Star Search competition.
Cultivateurs qui s'en viennent prochainement.
That last pumpkin was so big, they had a hard time getting it back up in the air to take it back out. And already we've got 2 or 3 that are bigger than that. So we're also looking forward. I think we got Jeff Warner here from Englehart. Jeff is going to come up shortly, and we're going to talk to him about how the growing season was in Englehart. Like that's way up there. And we also want to say thank you to the sponsors who are making Pumpkinfest possible again. They have been here year after year after year. We thank each one of them for everything that they've done for us, whether it was money or whether it was in kind or whatever it was. This event makes this community come together to present itself the best way possible to the world. Robin Woods, what about some of our sponsors?
Qu'est-ce qui se passe avec nos sponsors?
Is the sponsor of the Way Off every single year. The ones that came up with that harness, and that last pumpkin made them sweat. The handlers had to adjust a couple of times, not only bringing it in, but taking it out. So, with pumpkins getting bigger and bigger, the engineers there might have a side project of coming up with a bigger, a wider adjustable harness. But Bruce Power, always a big part of this, as well as Shankar Law Office is the Midway sponsor. It's nice to have the Midway back once again. We'd like to say a big thank you to OLG with the car show virtually. You can see that online as well as downtown. We are once again downtown, and then doing a tour tomorrow, which is brought to you by Vanderwerf's, your independent grocer. And thank you to Vanderwerf's as well for a delicious lunch, feeding the growers and the volunteers. You can't say enough about the volunteers here for days, setting this up, making everything run, a lot of them running around, and then they'll be here late into Sunday night, bringing it all down again, so that the Port Elgin Missionary Church can have their church back again. But thank you to them. We have to say a big thank you to all those who have tickets for the Mega Bingo, which is coming up with the Lions Club. You can still get those tickets. Port Elgin Giant Tiger, Vanderwerf's, Southampton Foodland, Paisley Fresh Mart, as well as Pizza Delight. Those that are carrying the bingo are Bruce Telecom on Channel 1, Eastlink on Channel 10, and YouTube by entering Port Elgin Lions Club. We are just about coming to the end. I have to say a big thank you to the Rotary Club as well, who have been providing food and entertainment at Coulter Parkette in downtown Port Elgin. It truly is a huge event for the whole community. They all come together, and we can't say a big enough thank you to them all for being a part of this. And the growers, because without them, we'd have nothing to weigh and nothing to measure. You've got another vine, it seems, Dave.
So the second place pumpkin right now comes from the Mackenzie's in Tiverton. And I don't want to say this is the whole vine, because it's not. This is one part of the vine that pumpkin was grown on. So at the end that Paul's holding on to, that was where the pumpkin was. This is not the end. The entire vine extended about 20 feet in length, but it winds all over the place. So total coverage of this vine to grow that pumpkin, which was 1,749.5 pounds. The vine actually took up 1,200 square feet. I mean, we're talking about an enormous plant to grow something that big. Probably 2 inches thick, 2.5 inches thick.
Say something from here to the end. This had all rooted.
D'ici, du bout que le monsieur est en train de prendre jusqu'à la fin, il a fait plusieurs racines qui avaient commencé à rentrer dans la terre.
You can see that there's little roots on each one of these. So as the vine is growing, it comes out with this extra root that goes into the ground to provide additional nourishment to the plant to help it grow. So they're such a unique plant. When people see these, and actually, it's almost like you'll never get to see these growing because they hide them way back or behind things. Because people see these from the road, they start trekking through your field, and then they want to take pictures, and then they wreck it. So we just wanted to show you. Thank you, sir.
les citrouilles pour pas que les personnes puissent voir de la rue, pas qu'ils viennent passer à travers leur champ et briser
Paul
leur
Hill,
récolte.
morning show host of 560 CFOS. I believe he's also on Country 93. He may be on every radio station on the face of the earth. Paul Hill, yeah, I know I'm 217 pounds. Guys in the truck are making fun. I think,
ça c'est moi.
no, there's two of us on here. There's two people standing on here right now. Paul Hill, radio show host extraordinaire. You know he's got hot air. Let's see how much.
Va maintenant faire le crachat de...
Hi there, Paul Hill here from 560 CFOS, about to spit farther than I've ever spit before.
Well, let's see if we can put those words to the test.
All right, pumpkin seed.
Une graine de citrouille. Vers le plus loin crachage de graine de citrouille.
All right.
There was a headwind.
Yeah, a little bit. So you are at 14 feet on the dot.
14
That still beat ya.
Okay, so the funny part about that is Paul Hill is about 6 foot
Ce qui est le plus drôle
5, 6 foot
Paul
6.
Hill
I
doit
mean,
être
Paul
6
is a
pieds
tall
5,
guy.
6
I don't care if there's a headwind or
6.
not. He's so high in the air that the air is thinner where he is. He should have been able to spit the thing 30, 40 feet. But anyway, good job by Paul Hill. Robin Woods has our next grower.
Robin a le prochain.
A long way from Vienna.
Le
All
prochain
right, so that is Eric. You are next in line. It's tough when we get to the end of the day. It's nice because generally they hope to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger as we go along. But that makes it a long wait for you guys.
Que la citrouille devienne de plus en plus.
No, there you go. Did you bring anything else with you today?
Just the pumpkin.
Just the pumpkin. And how was your growing season this year?
Juste la
I
citrouille.
actually blew
Comment
mine
était votre
up.
saison?
This is the wife's.
Did you leave her at home? What?
Yeah, she's watching the kids. Yeah, my
J'ai laissé
beautiful.
ma femme à la maison avec les enfants.
Yeah.
Alors, j'ai juste fait pousser
So
la
yours
citrouille.
blew up
Yes.
because of all. Generally, that's a water thing,
A
right?
little bit. I got a little excited with the fertilizer, I think.
Ma citrouille a explosé.
All right, I'm not even. No, I'm not
J'ai
going
mis
to
un
touch
petit peu
that.
trop de
So,
fertilisant, je crois.
estimates?
I
L'estimation?
would like it to be
J'aimerais que ça soit
over 886 pounds, which is
You'd like it to be 1,800 to be on the alien board, but I. So, yeah, all right. But she did a good job. Obviously. And she is going to get prize money if there is some coming her way. So head back around and you're going to have a chat with Dave as your pumpkin gets away. Thanks for coming.
Voir combien pèse votre citrouille.
Has been the cause of more divorce in the province of Ontario. I don't know why lawyers don't sponsor Pumpkinfest, let's be honest. It's always a lot of fun. You can see, actually, if you look at the, oh yeah, that's true, Shankar Law. Thank you very much for your sponsorship. That was a smart move. You can see the family names that appear on the leaderboards. You got Ron and Aaron Ray, you got Bob and Elaine McKenzie, you got Phil and Jane Hunt, you got Fred and Dorothy Hayne. That just shows you how much this family thing happens here at Pumpkinfest. And when it gets started, and it starts usually because you know somebody that does this, so you do it. Then your family gets interested. And then it just keeps on going. And the next thing you know, you're like me saying 25 years ago I started at this event. So it is a ton of fun. We are going to bring another pumpkin up here shortly. But before we do, I know Robin's got another good friend of ours over there with her. This guy travels a long way to get here. Now, I'm not talking Quebec long. I'm talking Northern Ontario long. Jeff Warner, who is just one of the biggest fans of Pumpkinfest, he didn't have a good year for the pumpkin robin, but it doesn't matter. Jeff knows he has to come to Pumpkinfest.
Il n'y a pas eu une belle année pour
because he knows. And it's a family. As I said, it's a reunion of sorts every year because so many friends you make doing this. How many years have you been doing this?
I'm thinking it's around the 12.
Ça doit faire au moins 12 ans que je viens.
That's a long way. What's
about a 9-hour drive.
So hopefully you're staying over.
Yeah, we stayed last
Yeah,
night.
very
Je vais rester.
Very good. And you had some trouble,
Yeah.
as many did.
No
Des
pumpkins
problèmes.
this year. So.
Pas de citrouille cette année,
How it goes
malheureusement.
sometimes.
Did you
Des fois,
have,
c'est
you
comme
had
ça,
some on the
ça
go,
va.
obviously.
I had some on the go and it measured bigger than I've ever had it measured before. So
Ouais, il était
that's
très
even
très
worse.
grand.
I know.
What can you do?
Ça a pas,
And then
ça a
you
pas
lost
fonctionné.
them, I think you lost like in the last week or two,
About 10
right?
days
Ah,
ago.
vous avez
I
perdu
got
il
the
y a
final
pas
this
très
time.
longtemps.
That
Oui,
is so
juste 10
heartbreaking.
jours,
Yeah.
ça fait.
But you did bring some things. What
Ça
did you...
arrive.
I got a carrot
Qu'est-ce que t'as
today, a
apporté?
cabbage,
J'ai
a field
apporté une
pumpkin,
carotte,
a long gourd, a
une,
tomato.
des choux, une tomate,
tomato,
une longue.
The long gourd you thought was going to be...
une
Did you,
gourde.
has it been measured yet?
We measured it. I don't know where it ranks in there. It was
On l'a mesuré
135
déjà.
inches. So I think it's fairly long. But
That is a long gourd.
135
That,
pouces.
it earns its name.
Yeah.
So let's pick up your carrot.
Oh, my carrot.
This is, again, just because it goes big
Ah,
doesn't
mais
make
si,
it
c'est la
pretty.
carotte.
No, it's an ugly carrot.
yeah, definitely ugly.
A lot of roots,
carotte.
like if you, the top, it had a lot of top on
Had a
it.
lot of top, yeah. I
Oui,
just cut it
très,
off
très
out
gros,
in the parking lot.
So
de
basically,
feuillage.
that's just a lot of carrots that came together.
Oui, c'est pas
No,
mal.
it ends
It's actually one?
seed, yeah.
Really?
One seed, a real
C'est
long
une
growing,
graine
just a certain kind
qui a
of
fait
seed.
cette
Yeah.
carotte,
And
pas
I
plusieurs.
start them January 1st. This is what I do
Je
on
les
New
commence
Year's.
Really?
Start them indoors,
le
under
1er
lights,
janvier.
and then they get outside when
en-
it's time.
à
And they
l'intérieur.
grow ugly.
And they grow ugly.
Et
You get to-
ensuite, je les
wouldn't
transplante
even
à
eat that, would you?
l'extérieur. Et,
I think I got a little nicer ones in
ils
the
sont,
fridge to eat
Probably.
for $2.99.
ils sont pas mal laides.
Well, for a whole bag of them.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's always great to see you. Thank you so much for
C'est
coming
vraiment
out
fun de te
every
voir
single
encore
year.
cette année.
Thanks for having me.
This is awesome. So
Merci,
we'll go back
Robin.
and we'll see how Eric's pumpkin
Alors, on va voir
fares.
comment
Eric's wife's pumpkin. I'm sorry.
Eric's pumpkin.
Look, you know
La
that
femme de
somebody
Eric.
is extremely
Ça, c'est
dedicated to Pumpkinfest and is a good person when they bring Dave a little brown bag.
Tu sais que,
I don't want to tell you what's in the little brown bag.
le monde
But
aime
it
bien
comes
ça
in
au
cans.
Pumpkin
He's a
Fest.
good person.
Et qui apporte un petit sac
Thank you,
brun
Jeff.
pour,
All right,
pour
we
moi.
got Eric's wife's pumpkin. We were very specific about this. Stand up nice
La
close
femme
to the
de,
microphone.
la citrouille de la
Is there
femme
anything you want to
d'Eric.
say to your wife? Because she is at home right now watching
C'est
the
quelque chose que tu aimerais
broadcast.
dire à ta femme.
And if you don't give
Mais
her
non.
credit, this will be the last time we ever see you.
Thank you, dear.
Si tu,
I love you.
si tu dis pas pour rien pour le
All
demander,
right,
ça va
let's
peut-être
get
être la
this up
dernière fois
here.
qu'on va te voir ici. Allez, apportez la citrouille.
All right, what's her name?
Eric.
No, her name.
Oh, Brittany.
Brittany.
Yeah.
Brittany, c'est
Eric,
le
you
nom.
don't matter.
That's right.
All right, here we go to the weigh scale. This is
Alors,
a
on va
nice.
mettre sur la
They're
balance.
just getting bigger and rounder, and
It's got to be 1,800 pounds.
Eric is estimating this at 1,800 pounds. He
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
even think we
Eric
should
pense
weigh
que
it.
ça va être
He's
à
just thinking, write the number
1800
down.
Yep,
Write
livres.
it down. Sorry, I never asked. Do you have children?
I do.
Vous avez des
I got
enfants?
3 boys.
3
boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they are starting to do this as well?
Est-ce qu'ils
Yeah,
ont
they follow
commencé
me
à,
around in the pumpkin patch and try and
faire ça
trample
avec vous?
everything.
Oui, ils viennent
I gotta
avec
be
moi
their
dans la...
coach.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
You get involved,
Dans
the
le
kids
champ
get involved,
de
the next thing you know,
citrouille
you have
et
no
ils
summer.
essaient d'écraser
That's
tout.
right.
This seems like it's heavy.
On dirait que c'est très pesant.
Either that or our volunteers are
Soit
getting
ça ou
weaker. It's one
nos
or the other.
volontaires deviennent plus faibles.
Holy!
Pris,
This is
c'est
an
pris.
angry pumpkin.
Citrouille fâchée.
There we go. Let's have
Voilà.
a round of applause for the volunteers.
Bravo les volontaires, les
Could
bénévoles.
we have a doctor to the weigh-off scale, please? Chiropractor. Wow! Look at the size of this.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's fantastic. It's huge.
1465.5
Your wife is an
livres.
amazingly good person. What?
right.
Brittany,
Good job.
1,465 and a half pounds, and his pumpkin weighed
1465.5 livres.
0. Hey,
It's broken.
it's broken.
Yeah, it's broken.
Congratulations. Give them a nice
Bravo,
round of applause. Great
félicitations.
for you guys to be good sports and come here. 1465 and a half. Let's quickly peruse that leaderboard. You're going to go to 6th position on the leaderboard, and if you can make a top 10 in competition this
Si
year,
tu peux faire
you've had a
un
good
top
year.
10
Come on
cette
over here and
année,
get a
alors
picture
vous
taken
pouvez,
with this.
vous avez bien
Make
fait.
sure you write Brittany on that board, though. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yes, throw code Eric. He is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. All right, congratulations to another top 10 pumpkin.
Félicitations d'un autre top 10.
And they're still coming. We got them
s'en
lined
viennent.
up. We're not even close to done yet. And we're not even close to done yet for this year's
On n'est pas encore
Harvest
terminé.
Star Search
Restez avec nous.
competition. And here is one more of our competitors.
On peut entendre maintenant le prochain compétiteur.
I'm Sophia Jordan and I'm going to play the rainbow on the piece.
So there it is. That's number 6 on the leaderboard right
Voilà, top
now.
numéro 6 sur le tableau de rangement aujourd'hui, de classement aujourd'hui. Tout le monde est content ici. Je pense qu'ils dorment dans leur camion, dans le stationnement ce soir. Viens nous visiter si vous êtes jamais venu ici. On est ici tout le temps. Venez nous voir. Plusieurs choses qui s'en viennent. En février, on va avoir le Curling Club qui s'en vient. En février, on a vraiment une très belle communauté ici. On veut que vous venir nous visiter.
Pumpkinfest weekend. Another car show that you could enjoy.
Ici, on a l'exposition des voitures. On a demain, on va prendre la route avec ces autos et on va faire un beau trajet pour que tout le monde puisse voir ces autos de collection sur la route.
There's actually a stationary camera that'll be on the driving tour.
Il va y avoir une caméra qui va être sur le trajet et on pourra les voir aussi en ligne si vous voulez les voir. Alors, on va avoir quelqu'un de très connaissant des voitures des voitures classiques qui va nous parler aussi lors du trajet demain. Alors aujourd'hui, vous pouvez regarder en ligne, mais aussi en personne pour voir toutes ces autos de collection.
I wish we could see actually the car show footage. We don't get to see what you're seeing at home because I'd like to know if our car was in it.
J'aimerais ça savoir si notre auto est là. Quand vous allez en ligne, vous pouvez aller regarder toutes les différentes autos qui sont là. Vous pouvez cliquer sur la voiture et voter pour votre auto préférée. Voiture préférée. Lorsque vous allez sur le site internet de pumpkinfest.org. Alors ici, on a un gros chou de Jeff. Alors si vous cultivez les choux dans le nord de l'Ontario, On va bien ici, Fred. Regardez la grandeur de cette feuille. C'est quoi le secret pour cultiver un chou aussi gros? Je les commence en mars à l'intérieur et ensuite je leur donne une belle vie.
So you just used the word hot, and I mentioned that you're from Englehart. It can't get that hot.
Ah, tu viens de dire qu'il faisait chaud, mais à Englehart, il fait pas très chaud.
This is what happens. Look at the size of this.
Regardez la grandeur de cette feuille.
No wonder people are amazed when they come to Pumpkinfest and see something like this. Is it edible? Have you ever tried this?
No, I've never.
Est-ce que vous avez déjà mangé du chou qui est aussi gros? Est-ce que ça songe bien? Est-ce que c'est bon? J'ai jamais essayé.
Well, yeah. So there you go. All right, thank you, sir. Thanks for bringing
Merci
that.
beaucoup,
I'm
monsieur.
keep this because I want to show people this as we continue to
Je vais garder celle-là pour pouvoir la montrer aux autres. Alors, Jim et Kelsey qui sont au top du tableau de classement maintenant. Ron Hicks, 39 pounds. 39 livres. Alors, celui-là était 54 livres.
Quite honestly, you know what? The kids get out of order. No, we're not allowed to do that anymore. All right, let's go talk to Robin. What have you got going?
On va parler avec Robin maintenant.
Umbrella, a nice parasol.
On peut faire un fan ou
it's amazing what you can do. I did want to just make a quick clarification. I'm reading these without my glasses. So, apologies. For one, the seed spinning contest is brought to you by Kinetics, which is awesome. It is so much fun every year.
Le concours de crash de graines, alors ça vient de notre sponsor.
Thank you to Kinetics for always being part of that. The difference between OPG and OLG, that's where I wanted to clarify.
La différence de OPG et OLG.
Car show, OPG, Ontario Power Generation, was nice enough as we built towards Pumpkinfest. A lot of things were able to be done online every Wednesday. They had a little pumpkin contest that you could be a part of, the Pumpkin Patch Wednesdays.
Alors, tous les mercredis, il y avait une compétition qu'on pouvait faire et ça venait de OPG.
Every year. So, just making the distinction between OPG being a part of this, Kinetics very much a part of this, and OLG with the car show. Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup.
Wow, she's efficient.
Wow.
I married her.
C'est pour ça que je l'ai mariée. Très
efficace.
Alors, on va apporter cette citrouille dans un instant. On a 2 citrouilles qui s'en viennent et une courge. Alors, vous voulez rester avec nous après le Ben Midnight Sunrise. Sundogs.
Painted faces fill the places I can't reach. You know that I could use somebody. You know that I could use somebody. Someone like you and all you know and all you speak. Callous love is under cover of the street. You know that I could use somebody. You know that I could use somebody. Someone like you.
Once again, live virtually,
Encore une
that
fois,
doesn't really make sense. But that's the way the last year
live,
and a half has
en
gone. We're
ligne,
back for Pumpkinfest.
mais on est ici
We have two
et
pumpkins and
il nous
one
reste
squash
encore
left away.
2 citrouilles et
We might
une
have saved the best
courge
for last. But we don't really
à
know until it gets
être
on the
pesée.
scale. Robin, you got somebody who maybe can give us an idea about the next pumpkin.
Robin, tu as quelqu'un avec toi?
He's pacing over here as we were listening to the band and just having a chat here. John from Breslau, which again
John
is
Matza.
Waterloo.
Yeah, Waterloo
Dans
region.
dans Waterloo.
Like the other growers in this part of the world,
Un autre
had to
cultivateur
deal with a lot of water.
dans ce coin-ci, là, en Ontario, on a eu beaucoup de pluie cette année. Oui, on a eu beaucoup de... Ça a été très, très mouillé là, cette année. Les dernières 5 semaines, j'ai pas vraiment irrigué parce que il y avait trop de pluie. Ça fait partie de la game. Oui, il me reste encore une très belle citrouille qui me reste. Celle-là, elle a vraiment l'air très grande et grosse. J'espère que c'est juste en un de 1700 livres. Alors, on va voir qu'est-ce que ça pèse. Peut-être le prochain leader.
Some of the growers sandbag on you. Some of them are like, oh, it might be 1,700 pounds. You're in the green square closest to that first microphone. One last time.
Les cultivateurs, des fois, ils pensent que c'est 1700, puis on ne sait jamais qu'est-ce que ça va être.
Maybe kiss it. Yeah, there. Pick the dirtiest part, but whatever. All right. We have our leader.
La personne qui mène, 1700. On pourrait être dans le top 5, alors il faut 1500 et plus. Et oui, je pense que celle-là est pas mal dans le top. C'est certainement dans le top 5. Aussi, c'est à savoir combien cette citrouille pèse. 1777 et en tête de ligne. 1764 livres pour la deuxième place dans le tableau de classement.
Wow, that was so close. And you are literally 10, 13 pounds.
T'as juste 10, 13 livres en bas du meneur, la première place.
Come on up and get your picture tape. John goes to second on the leaderboard.
Deuxième place pour John.
With one grower to come.
Et il reste juste un cultivateur à venir, une citrouille et une courge qui s'en vient. Tout ce qui nous reste pour les gros fruits. Alors un autre participant qui s'en vient. Johnny Ballard.
Attaboy, John. I guarantee you, everyone watching the broadcast today.
Je vous garantis que toutes les personnes qui est en train de regarder le Pumpkinfest en ligne faisaient le air guitar.
Final pumpkin, final squash.
Dernière citrouille, dernière courge, et c'est la personne qui vient du plus loin.
Well, back, he has been part of Pumpkinfest for...
Monsieur vient du Québec.
Maybe 15 years.
Yeah.
15 ans.
It is a long way to come.
Fait 15 ans. Oui, ça fait très long. Ça fait très loin à venir. Mais j'aime vraiment ça, venir ici. C'est toujours un bel événement. On fait du mieux qu'on peut avec les mesures de la COVID. C'est vraiment le fun de vous voir encore. Quand vous êtes arrivé, tout le monde est très en train de regarder dans la remorque pour voir votre citrouille et votre squash. Oui, la citrouille aujourd'hui a une très belle couleur, une très belle couleur orange. Oui, ça fait une grosse journée pour vous, vous devez attendre. Alors tout le monde pense que cette citrouille sera au top du tableau de classement aujourd'hui. Et la squash est très très belle aussi avec la belle couleur verte. Pour le poids, pour le squash, 1100 ou 1200. Je crois que la citrouille à 1700. On va voir qu'est-ce que la balance nous dit. Merci de venir. Vous pouvez aller avec Dave maintenant. Vous savez, c'est pas très facile avec mon cœur de présentateur ici. Là. Alors, le premier item qu'on va mesurer ici, c'est votre courge. Alors, on va regarder le tableau de classement ici. Je crois qu'on aura probablement le leader ici.
If what you think is what we've got, then you've got yourself the title of squash champion. And indeed, we got a new squash leader. And since that's the last one,
leader ici, 1126 livres pour la courge.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup. Ça fait vraiment... Ça vaut vraiment la peine de venir jusqu'ici.
So that's fantastic, and that means you're going to be using that seed.
Oui, alors ça veut dire que vous allez utiliser cette graine pour faire repousser une autre la prochaine, et ça va être vous pourrez la vendre en ligne. Ouais. Vous savez qu'est-ce qui pourrait être encore le plus de fun? C'est votre citrouille au-dessus. Prenez une photo avec votre courge ici. 1126 livres.
Squash back. Get that pumpkin out here. We don't want you to go anywhere. But I think, do we have one more Harvest Star Search? We do. We've got one more Harvest Star Search competition contestant to show you. That should give us time to get Todd Klein's champion squash
groupe de musique à voir ici pour la compétition de musique. Restez avec nous. On va avoir peut-être une citrouille de 2000 livres qui s'en vient. Ici, c'était notre dernier participant pour la musique. Maintenant, c'est la partie la plus fun, mais aussi la plus triste. Alors, c'est notre dernière citrouille qui va être mise sur la balance maintenant. Est-ce qu'on va avoir un nouveau leader ou est-ce que Jim et Kelsey Bryson vont partir avec le trophée pour le Pumpkinfest cette année? Alors, l'an dernier, c'était cette citrouille qui a gagné. Alors, on pense que cette citrouille était notre citrouille qui pèserait 1900 livres. On fait attention ici.
This is a one-bedroom condo in downtown Toronto. Get there.
1939,5. Alors, c'était la citrouille la plus grande qu'on a déjà eue au Pumpkinfest depuis qu'on a commencé. 1939,5. $1939,5 l'an dernier. La plus grande citrouille qu'on a jamais eue au Pumpkinfest. Peut-être jusqu'à maintenant. Je vais te donner une bonne indication ici. Todd Klein n'a pas encore montré le côté. Alors, votre compétiteur, c'est votre ami aussi, Jim et Kelsey Bryson. Alors, pour gagner ici, il va falloir battre vos amis. C'est possible. Je serais correct avec ça. Alors, tout le monde est ici maintenant. Il y a beaucoup de personnes ici pour voir combien est-ce que cette citrouille mesure. Oh! On va cacher ici le numéro pour garder ça secret. Ah, on y va. 1777 et demi est notre leader présentement. Êtes-vous prêts?
Three.
3.
Oh, you're going to show them ahead of time. And there it is.
1692,5.
I'll tell you what, give Todd a great round of applause for being an unbelievable sport. And congratulations to this year's champions.
Bravo, Todd. Félicitations à Jim et Kelsey Bryson de Orangetown au Québec à 1777,5. Et notre champion de squash, de courge, Todd Klein. Félicitations.
The pretty ones go light. This is a pretty pumpkin. Let me bring my guest host back in here. I know, well, the camera doesn't matter anymore.
Oh, yeah, I disagree with you.
Listen, we want to, let's move up here and give them a chance to clean up. We get a chance right now to say thank you.
On a une chance pour dire merci à beaucoup de personnes ici qui aident à faire du sponsorship. Midway continue jusqu'à 6 heures et va être ouvert encore demain de 11h à 4h. Sur le site de Pumpkinfest ici, vous pouvez juste venir faire une donation pour rentrer cette année. Apportez votre famille, amusez-vous, On veut dire merci à tous nos sponsors d'avoir aidé aujourd'hui. Bruce Power, Bruce Telecom, Enbridge, OPG, Sunbelt Rentals, Society and United Professionals, Ministry of Ontario, Saugeen Shores et Independent. Le maire de Saugeen Shores était ici pour aider. On veut remercier nos autres sponsors, BrokerLink, Giant Tiger, Highberry, Huron Tractor, NWMO, OLG, SNC Lavalin, Shankar Law, Bayshore Broadcasting, Blue Water Sanitation, Carson Supply, et tous les autres. Imprint Gourds, Nuclear Innovation Institute, Dunblane and Turners Limited, Value Mart,
Imprints, and the Nuclear Innovation Institute. I feel bad saying the media
Yeah,
sponsors.
I'll be the media sponsor. It's not fair for her because all she's going to say is.
Et les sponsors médias. 101.7 The One, 92 The Doc, 97.9 The Bruce, Bruce Telecom, Rock 94.5, Country 93, Hub, Saugeen Time, Shoreline Beacon, CKNX Radio.
And of course, a big thanks again to OLG and to.
Oui, merci encore à OLG et toutes les personnes qui ont aidé au broadcast, qui nous aident avec les caméras.
They are as awed by some of them who have not been here before. It's been fun.
Ouais, ça a été très, très amusant. C'est vraiment le fun. Vous êtes chanceux de ne pas entendre tout ce qu'ils disent dans nos oreilles. Merci à nos bénévoles et le comité du Pumpkinfest qui prépare à chaque année pour avoir un bel événement. Et on est presque à la moitié du Pumpkinfest et ça se passe vraiment, vraiment très bien. Tous nos cultivateurs qui sont venus. J'espère qu'on n'a pas oublié personne. C'est vraiment le fun de pouvoir avoir les personnes qui viennent en personne. Merci à tout le monde.
Thanks for watching at home. Thanks for watching in the parking lot, wherever you are in the world.
Merci de regarder en ligne. Merci de regarder dans le stationnement. Vous pouvez venir nous visiter. On est une belle communauté. On a beaucoup de chalets et d'hôtels qui sont disponibles. Si vous n'êtes jamais venu nous visiter avant, venez nous voir. C'est vraiment une belle communauté ici. Et Pumpkinfest, c'est à chaque année, la fin de semaine, juste avant l'Action de grâce. Venez nous voir.
Hi, Dave Middleton. It was great to have you again here for another year. No, thanks to you guys. Do we want to run our sponsor one more time? Do we want to show people, and a big thanks to OLG and Bruce Telecom? That's going to be up to you guys as we head out. Let's run that, but that'll be the end of today's broadcast.
C'est la fin de notre broadcast ici. Merci à tous de nous avoir rejoints. Et on va être là encore l'an prochain, en 2022, pour le Pumpkinfest.
Thanks to all the participants of the Bruce Telecom Harvest Star Search. We look forward to seeing all the performances each year.
And thank you so much to the Pumpkinfest committee and all the volunteers that made this happen.
want to run our sponsor one more time? Do we want to show people, and a big thanks to OLG and Bruce Telecom? That's going to be up to you guys as we head out. Let's run that, but that'll be the end of today's broadcast.
C'est la fin de notre broadcast ici. Merci à tous de nous avoir rejoints.
We'll be back here in 2022.
Et on va avoir, on va être là encore l'an prochain, en 2022, pour le Pumpkinfest.
Thanks to all the participants of the Bruce Telecom Harvest Star Search. We look forward to seeing all the performances each year.
And thank you so much to the Pumpkinfest committee and all volunteers that made this happen.